G'day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at how you can Zenkai the free-to-play Vegito unit and just how good his Zenkai is in Legends. Obviously his Zenkai recently got added in and he's actually quite a old free-to-play unit, so it's exciting to see that they are still looking at Zenkaiing some of these more common to get units. And this is the Rising Battle Vegito, so pretty cool, pretty fun unit. I think a lot of players are going to have, firstly, and also it's just a buff to a pretty common category in the form of Fusion Warrior. So, looking at Vegito's Zenkai, obviously, special moves and everything being updated. For the most part, Vegito is not too much different. He still looks pretty similar. If we look at his main ability, for example, he did get a bit of a revamp. Obviously, the addition of Restoration of Ki, which is pretty good. In terms of his special skill, that got massively revamped. He now also cancels own abnormal conditions while also gradually restoring his own health and inflicting the enemy with an attribute downgrade, which is pretty good. In terms of his Zenkai abilities, he obviously gained quite a bit. In terms of his Zenkai abilities, he gained Fusion and Red, which is interesting. Fusion and Red is not the craziest category, but it does cover a couple basic character beats, so some pretty standard stuff there. Then obviously his unique abilities got revamped. So now the battle really begins. Didn't really get changed too much. Pretty much remains the same. And then finally getting warmed up also didn't really get too adjusted either. But what did happen is he got Fearless Future Warrior or Fearless Fusion Warrior, which gives him plus 40% to damage inflicted, damage reduction of 20% as well. And then also he got the following effects when he enters the battlefield, which is Ki Restoration, and -5 to a special arts move cost, which is pretty good stuff overall, I think. And he also got full throttle power, which is also something that's pretty good, and it's based on timer counts. After 40 timer counts have elapsed from battle, he also gains another further 30% damage inflicted, which is pretty good. And he also gains some further buffs as well in terms of Ki recovery, which is pretty good. So overall, he's got a pretty nice kit. I would say overall a pretty decent change. Obviously critical rate also increased, and yeah, basically just a couple further buffs depending on how much health when he gets hit by an enemy's art attack, which is also pretty good. So overall just improvement in Vegito in general, which I think a lot of players can appreciate. Like I said, most people will have access to him, so he's a pretty easy to get character. Now, how to Zenkai him? So there's two ways in terms of how to Zenkai Vegito currently. The current way is the New Year's Space-Time Duel, where you can exchange the New Year's Space-Time Duel medals in for Zenkai Awakening Power. And then the second one is the New Year's Adventures, where you can exchange the adventure currency for Vegito as well. So pretty straightforward stuff in terms of how to get Vegito, if I'm honest. So Vegito is pretty straightforward, I want to say. Basically, the adventures is a pretty simple situation. You just need to run some adventures, and then you need to go to the exchange shop, and you can exchange the currency, which I think is pretty decent. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward, simple situation. It does require quite a bit, but to be honest with you, there's really nothing too crazy like about it. There's not anything that you need to be too concerned about when you look at it. So that's pretty straightforward. Then in terms of the other methods, obviously, so just as a preference, to get adventures, all you have to do is simply run the Gogeta event or the event below it, and you'll be able to get your hands on some adventures. Those adventures are pretty good, pretty straightforward, and you can get them. You can skip those missions, get a whole bunch of adventures, and then just run them and use the currency. The second way is the Space-Time Duel medals. These medals can be obtained by winning a match, you'll get 5, or by losing a rated match, you'll get 3, and also by completing some of the missions. So these only count for rated gameplay. You have to play rated matches. You can't play any other kind of matches, and these are going to be for people who are looking to get maybe Vegito Zenkai a little bit quicker. There are some missions that will also give you some of the medals. So there are a whole bunch of missions that will give you a whole bunch of medals, which you can use as well. So hopefully that'll be able to help you. But yes, obviously, it's more of an accelerator than it is anything else. The most easy way is going to be adventures. Rather use the space-time dual medals for chrono crystals or other nice currency. And if you're wondering how to get Vegito, you just need to do the Rising battle. I'll maybe do a video on it just to cover exactly how you do it, but it's pretty straightforward. You just need to beat all the stages and eventually you will have Vegito 14 start. But that's it. That's everything you need to know. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye.